Before we start to read the book The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, I wanted to give you a little bit of background about the time and place where this book was written. S.E. Hinton was only 15 years old in high school when she began writing this book. She was an avid reader and discovered there were not many books out there that truly reflected the life of a teenager, so she decided to write her own. Her publisher suggested that she used her initials when she published the book only a few years later, because many of her books were written from the point of view of a teenage boy, and he thought that if people knew she was a girl, they would not sell as well. So she kept her initials, much like J.K. Rowling does today when writing Harry Potter. In the 1960s, there were many cultural things going on in the country. The President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, was assassinated in 1963. The Vietnam War had been going on for several years. Rock and roll became an identity for many teenagers, and the fashion was very accessible and often used for teenagers to reflect their personalities. The setting of this novel, the time and place where it is set, is Tulsa, Oklahoma, in 1965. You can see from the map, this is smack dab in the middle of the country. There are two social classes in this book that focuses around the story. Just in looking at these pictures, people sometimes make assumptions on what people look like, where they come from, how they dress, a prejudice that they may have based on their appearance. In this book, the greasers, getting their name from the grease they put in their hair, at the time would have been wearing leather jackets, white t-shirts, jeans, loved to work on cars. They had older cars that they would fix up. This is a picture of what one of the hairstyles may look like with grease in it. A ducktail was one of the most popular styles. The music they would listen to would most likely be Elvis Presley or Hank Williams. The next set of teenagers in this book are the socias, short for socials. They would be wearing things like this Madras plaid pattern. The girls would be in similar patterns and dress, and many sweaters, buttoned up things, always looking put together. They would drive nicer cars, fancier cars, Corvettes, Corvairs. They also have the reputation of being rich and privileged. They would most likely be listening to music from the Beatles. These two groups and all teenagers also had some common activities in the 60s. Drive-in movie theaters, especially in Oklahoma, were very common, where people would go on the weekends. Many teenagers would go on the weekends. Paul Newman was one of the movie stars at the time and is referenced in the very first line of the book. Rodeos were also a big part of the social activity in Oklahoma. Teenagers would go and watch, and many would also participate. And at the time, smoking had no legal age. Many teenagers smoked. They had no idea at the time how bad it was for you, so it was more of a common occurrence that teenagers would be smoking, and it appears in this book a lot. Our themes that we're going to think about as we begin: stereotypes, loyalty, and family. Keeping those in mind as you get started, I hope you enjoy this, and I look forward to reading this along with you.